Namaskar, good evening. You're watching the newsroom edition of Breaking Ground and I am Swati Joshi. The US Vice President JD Vance is in India. This is his first official trip to India. He was accompanied by his wife and his children and was received by Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. A ceremonial guard of honor was also accorded to JD Vance, which speaks about the significance of this high-profile visit. Remember, this also comes at a time, a very crucial time of the tariff pause by the Trump administration, which basically gives a 90-day window to the nations to renegotiate the trade deal. Let's in fact take a look at why this visit of the US President JD Vance matters. Let's break down the details for you. Remember, India and US both are actively trying to negotiate the trade deal. So this is the time when the Trump administration has paused the tariffs that it had implemented on other countries, and it has given a 90-day window for the countries to renegotiate. India and US of course are a part of that, and India and US are actively negotiating their trade deals. India wants favorable terms for the exports because both nations want to double the trade between the two nations. The target is to double the trade to $500 billion by 2030, and that's the reason why this is an extremely significant trip to counter Beijing's influence in Indo-Pacific as well. So this is what both the nations want. US mulls tighter restrictions on the H-1B visas, multiple deportations in Trump presidency, first major meet after Tariff Rana's extradition as well. That was a very important development that took place. So this is the first major meet after the Tariff Rana extradition episode. JD Vance, remember, is going to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is the reason why this is an extremely significant visit of JD Vance to India. Let's take a look at this ground report filed by Pradeep.
Right now, I'm inside Cottage Emporium here in Jaipur. JD Vance and his family were here for more than 40 minutes and they did a lot of shopping. And if we talk about this visit, this is a very significant visit so far as American Vice President is concerned, because this visit is happening at a time when already there is a trade and tariff negotiation going on between the two countries, because this has already led to turbulence in the region. And let me talk to the people here and find out what they really shopped and how was the visit, how you felt?
It's a wonderful visit. You know, we are expecting, everything will be very fine and lot of happiness, and they really like the Indian art and craft. You know, it's not a Central Cotton Industries, Janpat is not a simple shop. It's a temple of art and craft. So they really like
what they purchased.
They purchased some paper mache items for the kids, some small item, gift item for the kids basically, and some paper mache items, some brass items, and some teas, Indian teas.
Indian tea also.
Yes. Many different items, small items.
Small items.
But really the main thing is that they appreciate all the art and craft of, spread different part of the India, in the very interior in the village. They really like the craft and arts basically.
So rightly said that, because when you come out to this place, this is basically the temple of art and culture. Not only that, it's also about showcasing made in India products, because most of the products are made by artisans who have got award at the national level. Let me speak to ma'am also. How interested was Usha Vance while she was shopping in this area?
Oh, she was too much interested, and the kids bought many things, and they really liked the wooden carved things which had a baby owl inside a owl, and they were very humble, I must say, at such a big post. This means a lot. They were very humble and kind to talk with the staff and interact with them, and Meera bought honey, the little doll, with them, and Usha ma'am was also very keen to look at the Indian handicraft and handlooms.
How was your interaction with Usha Vance? She was speaking in Hindi or she was interacting in English?
No, she was speaking in English, but very, very softly, and both of them, even the Vice President himself, was very soft-spoken and very nicely, very humbly he interacted with the staff.
Alright, so like you saw in the report, JD Vance and his family have already visited the Akshardham temple, after which they also headed to the Emporium in Janpat, which is a popular hub for Indian artifacts. Let's go across to Rishabh, who's joining us in the broadcast with more details. We also have Sabyasachi joining us from Jaipur. We'll talk about the second leg of JD Vance's trip, because he's going to Jaipur with Sabyasachi. Before that, let's come to Rishabh. The significance of this trip. Of course, trade deals is something. Doubling the trade deals is something that both India and US want. This is also happening at a time when there's a pause in the reciprocal tariff that was enforced by the Trump administration. So that gives a lot of window to nations who want to renegotiate their terms and deals.
Well, Swati, good evening. Yes, JD Vance, the Vice President of the United States, is here in India. Shortly from now, we'll see Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosting JD Vance at his official residence, the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, where there will be a restricted talk, a delegation-level talk, and followed by a private dinner hosted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the second family of the United States. And this visit comes at a time when the world is concerned about the tariff war that is going on between the economic giants in the world and how things will progress from here on. Apart from a tariff, Indo-Pacific is something that is very, very important. Situation in Russia, Ukraine, situation in West Asia, Israel and Gaza. All these things will definitely be discussed, is what we are given to understand. But also we need to understand one thing, that Vice President JD Vance is here as a special envoy of Donald Trump as well. And in our living memory, we do not have any instance where the Vice President of United States visited India within first 3 months of the inauguration. Only yesterday, the 3 months of inauguration. And we have JD Vance here in India early this morning. And now, there is Delhi leg, where it began with Akshardham, then the shopping from where Pradeep was reporting, and then now talks and dinner diplomacy at 7 LKM. Then he'll be moving to Jaipur and then Agra. But having said that, if we talk about the relevance of this meeting that will begin shortly in 7 LKM. See, India and United States both understand that be it trade, be it geopolitics, be it, even the global south, both the countries need each other's partnership.
Absolutely.
And
stay
support.
on with us. Now, this trip is not just, of course, official and significant for both nations, but also significant for the family itself. Because, as everybody knows, JD Vance's wife, Usha Vance, has roots in India. Let's take a look at who her parents are, where does she belong to, and what is her India connect. So, Usha Vance was born to Lakshmi and Radhakrishna Chilukuri, and she was born to Telugu parents who then migrated to United States of America. She hails from the Vadluru village in Andhra Pradesh. So she has connection in the Andhra Pradesh Vadluru village. She's fluent in Telugu, deeply connected to her roots. Let's also listen into what the villagers, one of the residents of Vadluru village, has to say. Usha Vance was brought up in a devout Hindu household. Let's listen into the reaction.
First of all, I greet Usha Garu. As her husband has been, Mr. Vance has been elected as Vice President of America. We came to know that Usha Garu has come to Delhi today, and we expect her to come to this village to see her ancestors' temple and other lands. We eagerly wait for her arrival.
Let's also go across Sabyasachi now. Sabyasachi, JD Vance, he's here with his family in India, and not just, official meetings and talks happening, but there's a lot of sightseeing happening as well. And the family is tonight headed to Jaipur, is what we're given to understand. So what's planned? What's planned for JD Vance and family?
Well, that's right. JD Vance will be reaching Jaipur at around 9:30. Let me show you the visuals around. You can see posters of JD Vance has been put across in front of the Patrika gate from where we are reporting. Now, I'll request my camera person, Vimal Gotwal, to just span and show you the visuals around. You can see the national flag of India and the United States also has been put across in front of the Patrika gate. Now, this particular stretch of road is extremely important because once he lands at the Jaipur International Airport, through this route, he would be going to the Rambagh Palace, the historical Rambagh Palace, where he would be staying for the night. Now, in the Rambagh Palace, as per the sources, he would be staying at the presidential suite. The presidential suite itself is around 1,700 square feet, and as per the sources, the pictures of JD Vance along with his families will also be portrayed in that particular room, as well as selected flowers will be put across. Now, tomorrow is a very important day because tomorrow JD Vance at around 9 a.m. will be traveling to the Amir Palace, after which he would be heading to the International Center, where he will be speaking briefing on the India-US policies, and later in the day he would be having a meeting with the Chief Minister of Rajasthan and the Governor of Rajasthan.
All right, Sabyasachi and Rishabh, thank you very much for getting us the updates. We're moving on.